So what if I told you there's a 3,000-year-old text that feels like it was written by a modern psychologist? We're about to dive into the Mundaka Upanishad, which is basically an ancient and incredibly practical map of the human mind. But it holds a pretty wild secret.
And here it is. This is the secret that makes this text so radical. It's a sacred scripture that argues that religion, rituals, even memorizing other holy books are in the end kind of useless. I know, it's a shocking claim, and it presents this amazing puzzle that we're going to solve together today.
So, is this some kind of anti-religious text? Well, not exactly. It's more like a text that points beyond religion. We're about to crack this 3,000-year-old puzzle, and the answer is so powerful it ended up becoming the national motto of modern India.
First off, let's talk about the name. Mundaka literally means shaved head, which, refers to the monks who'd renounced the world. But the real meaning here is metaphorical. The text itself is supposed to be like a razor. Its whole purpose is to shave away all those layers of ignorance, all our social labels. I'm a doctor, I'm an artist, I'm a parent, to get to the true core self underneath it all.
Okay, this is where the text's big idea really starts to unfold. It splits all human knowledge into just two categories. But this isn't just about, say, facts versus feelings. Nope, it's a much deeper distinction between what you can be told and what you have to directly experience. I mean, the sheer audacity of this claim is just breathtaking. On one side, you have aparavidya, or lower knowledge. And get this includes pretty much everything you can learn from a book, science, language, and here's the wild part, even the holiest scriptures of its time, the Vedas. The text basically calls all of that just external data. But then on the other side, there's paravidya, higher knowledge. This isn't something you learn, it's something you become. It is the direct personal realization of who you really are.
To make this crystal clear, the text uses this brilliant analogy. Think of all that lower knowledge, every book you could ever read, every lecture you could ever hear, as being like memorizing a restaurant menu. You can become a world-class expert on every ingredient, every price, every single description. But higher knowledge, that's actually tasting the food. And this just perfectly illustrates the core point. You can know the entire menu by heart, you can describe every single dish flawlessly, but if you don't actually eat, you will still starve. Information isn't nourishment.
So, how do we get from just knowing the menu to actually tasting the food? Well, the Upanishad answers that with its most famous metaphor, a really simple story that works like a powerful map of your own mind.
The task asks you to just imagine a single tree. And this tree is your body. Now, sitting on this tree are two birds, which are really two different aspects of your own consciousness, living right there, side by side.
The first bird is the eating bird. This is the part of you and me that we all know so well. It's the ego. It's restlessly hopping from branch to branch, always doing something. It eats the sweet fruits of life, which is pleasure, and it also eats the bitter fruits, which is pain. It's always a little anxious, constantly reacting, totally caught up in the drama of the tree. But on a higher branch, there's a second bird, the watching bird. This is the witness, your true self. It is totally calm, still, and serene. It doesn't eat the fruits. It doesn't get sucked into the drama. It's not affected by pleasure or pain. It simply and peacefully watches the other bird do its thing.
And right here, this is the big transformative moment. When that frantic eating bird, stuck in its cycle of suffering, finally just looks up and sees its calm, silent companion, it has this profound realization. Wait a minute, I'm not the one experiencing all this drama, I'm the one watching it happen. And in that single shift of identity, from the eater to the witness, all of its suffering just vanishes. Now, this isn't just some abstract spiritual idea. This concept of a fundamental, unchanging truth inside of us had a massive real-world impact. It literally helped shape the identity of a nation.
You might even recognize these words, Satyameva Jayate. This is the national motto of India. You'll see it inscribed at the base of their national emblem, and it comes directly from this Upanishad.
But its meaning is so much deeper than just don't lie. In Sanskrit, Sat means reality, or being, that eternal, unchanging witness. And Asat means illusion, the fleeting drama of the eating bird. So what the motto is really saying is that it's a metaphysical law. Reality will always win out over illusion. Ego, lies, even entire empires will eventually fade away, but that core, watchful reality, that will remain. Here's another way to think about it that might help. The eating bird is like a character in a movie. It runs, it cries, it gets caught in fires and rainstorms on screen. But the watching bird, that's the cinema screen itself. I mean, the screen makes the whole movie possible, right? But is the screen ever actually burned by the fire? Is it ever wet from the rain? No way. It remains completely untouched by whatever drama is playing out on it. So what does all of this actually mean for you? The Upanishad isn't just telling a nice story. It's asking you to wake up from a game that you might not even realize you're playing. I want you to think of your daily life as a video game. Your personality, your job, all your anxieties, that's just your avatar in the game. It runs around, it collects rewards, it takes damage, and it can even die in a sense when you fail or get hurt. That avatar, that's the eating bird.
But who are you really? You are the player holding the controller, sitting safely on the couch. You are the watching bird. So the text is really asking a very simple question. Why do you cry when your avatar takes damage? Why do you panic? It's saying, hey, wake up. Remember that you're the player, not just the character in the game.
So, let's just pull together the core wisdom from this incredible text. First, information is not the same as wisdom. You can read everything in the world and still be lost. Second, inside you, right now, is a witness self, a part of you that is completely immune to trauma and anxiety. Third, accessing this witness is the real cure for suffering. And finally, that idea, truth alone triumphs, isn't just a nice slogan, it's a fundamental law of reality.
What's really amazing is that modern psychology actually uses this exact same concept. They call it the observing self to treat things like anxiety. The Mundaka Upanishad mapped this all out thousands of years ago, and it leaves us with this final, powerful thought. You don't need to fix the storm in your life. You just need to realize that you are the sky, not the weather.